I'm going to begin by explaining the navigation system equipped on your boat. It works as follows. The top left number on your screen indicates the depth of the water beneath your boat. Currently, this boat is in 14.6 feet of water. You will be this triangle that you see on the screen. It will follow you wherever you go and help you navigate on your voyage. You will be leaving a red line, as is shown, wherever you go. Anytime you touch this screen and you leave two lines, known as a cursor, it will no longer follow you where you are going. Always touch this button here where it says clear cursor and clear it. Again, if you touch the screen, you always want to clear your cursor. What happens is if you're looking ahead, you often leave the two lines, or if you're zooming in or zooming out, you'll leave a cursor. So always clear it. Anytime it says restore cursor, the system is functioning properly. All the yellow lines left on this screen is where this boat has been and never incurred a problem. As long as you were staying on one of these yellow lines or in the area with a yellow line, you will be in safe operation for this vessel. What are all the numbers that I see on the screen outside of these yellow lines or inside of it, such as the 2s, 3s, 4s? That is approximate depth of the water before you reach there. For instance, it's about 3 feet of water there and about 2 feet there. The number in the bottom left corner is the volt supply of this boat. The number right here that says miles per hour is the speed the boat is traveling at the present time. The number located right here that says water temp is the temperature of the water. Currently it is 78.3 degrees. If you plan to travel in the direction of Kiptopeke State Park or the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, we added stop signs along the edge of the shallow water, along the sandbar, to help you avoid encountering shallow water and getting stuck on a sandbar. The skull and crossbones are indicating shallow water. If you look in there, I see one. That is 1 foot of water anticipated. As you travel southbound from Cape Charles Harbor, you can see the yellow lines are on the outside of the stop signs, and there's numbers such as 21 indicating it's 21 feet deep, and also there's zeros and ones indicating there is no water in that area in there. If you come around the point at Bay Ridge, 3 miles from Cape Charles Harbor, and you reach Kiptopeke Beach, you will see the concrete ships located here about 1/16 of a mile from the shore. On the north side of the beach at Kiptopeke is a swimming area. They do not want your boat in the swimming area. On the south side of the beach, you have pretty deep water, and it's a nice place to anchor up and go swimming. The hazards you can encounter while traveling to Kiptopeke or south of the Cape Charles Harbor would be running into a commercial fishing net, running over seagrass, or encountering shallow water if you're near the beach on a sandbar. By no means are we prohibiting people from anchoring on a sandbar and going swimming. We're asking you to proceed with caution when you are in shallow water and read the depth of your depth finder and pay attention to the tides. The water in the Chesapeake Bay is open and exposed to almost all weather conditions. There is no protection from wind. If you plan on heading north in the north direction of Cape Charles Harbor and you're seeking calm water inlets such as Cherrystone Inlet or Kings Creek, you need to use your navigation system. The water is navigable. There are lots of hazards in that area. You can see we've laid out the road on the yellow lines to get to those areas, Kings Creek and Cherrystone Inlet, with the navigation system. We even put stars on the main path or road to get there. What are all the skull and crossbones on this screen, and why are there so many stop signs? The skull and crossbones on this screen are indicating commercial oyster farms or metal structures known as oyster cages. If you end up on top of some guy's commercial metal oyster cage, it is significant. You do not want that to happen. If you're going to be traveling in this direction, you need to pay attention and you need to use the navigation to get there. Inside of Kings Creek is a marina called the Oyster Farm. It's a beautiful place to visit inside of this creek. However, it is navigable. Please stay on the yellow lines and proceed with caution if you attempt to go outside of the stop signs. The skull and crossbones is typically indicating there's oyster cages in the area, meaning metal wire in the water. If you're traveling further north from Kings Creek, you need to cut through the channel along the shoreline. Cherrystone Campground is shown here where I'm pointing, and there's a nice sandbar that people like to visit out front of Cherrystone Campground where we put the swimmer icons. If you turn inside and go up Cherrystone Inlet, there's a lot of protection in this inlet from the wind. There's deep water in the middle of the inlet, 14, 10, and so on. Please stay on the yellow lines and navigate and pay attention as you travel. Where the skull and crossbones are outside of the stop signs is metal wire and oyster cages. It can lead to a disabled vessel. If you're not fully aware and understanding of how to use this navigation equipment, please let one of the members of our staff know and we will assist you. Most important thing that people seem to run into with troubles is they forget to hit the clear cursor button. That brings it back to you. Again, you are the triangle. Follow the yellow lines for safe boating today. If you plan on fishing today and you wish to use the sonar or down scan options, select this button on the top right. If you click on chart is your navigation option. If you select this button again, you have sonar. If you press this button again, you can go to down scan. If you press this button again, you can get side scan. If you press it again, you can go back to charts. I hope this video has been helpful, and we hope you have a great time out on the Chesapeake Bay.